What's up guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Poker Vlog. Today we are getting back in the streets for the first time since the coronavirus pretty much put the world on pause. We are going to be playing some 1-3 no limit hold'em at a home game here in Springfield, Missouri. Really important that we get a win going into this one. Might be a little bit rusty. It's going to be our first time back playing any sort of poker in at least a couple months. Excited to bring you guys this episode. We're going to have lots more episodes coming quick because right after this session we jumped back into the streets pretty aggressively, playing a lot of poker. So the day before we went to Walmart and got all these plants that you can see here behind us. We got some miscellaneous flowers, we got a little lemon tree right here, we actually got some cucumbers right over here you can't see that are going crazy. When we were there to buy those plants, the craziest storm rolled in, like insane. Look what's rolling at us. You can even see it moving on the video. It is rolling through. Just got the Google notification that there's a severe thunderstorm warning. That was bonkers. So anyway, got the plants, got them planted. They look great. They're doing great. Time to get in some poker. Very first hand of this session, we look down at Ace-Jack offsuit from under the gun +2. So from this early of a position, you can actually think about folding this hand sometimes. I did not. I opened to 15 and got 2 callers. Flop comes down, a great one for us, Jack 8-3 rainbow. I go ahead and bet $40 and only the middle position player calls. Now this is a player who likes to gamble, who likes to get it in. He is more than happy to try to come from behind and beat me. So I like that he's in here. I feel like I'm definitely making money when he puts in his $40, but I know he's probably got a chance to catch up. Turn is a 4. Doesn't change too much. I go ahead and bet $50 and he calls as well. In hindsight, I think I should have sized up here, but hindsight's always 20/20. The river is a 7. It completes like all the straights that are out there. Kind of a concerning card. I check, which I don't love, but I don't know that I can really bet that card. And middle position player quickly shoves all in. So this is the very first hand of the session. So start the hand off at 300. Not really trying to lose 300 by calling it off with one pair here. I don't know. Please comment below what you think I should have done here on hand number 1. It's the very first hand of the session, so maybe people are slightly less likely to get like drastically out of line in the very first hand, but I don't think this guy was. So I tank, I think about it, I end up making the fold, and he does not show me, so I don't know for sure. Now later, much later, in the day, maybe not even that day, maybe maybe the next time I played, he told me that he bluffed me. I'm not sure that I believe it. But anyway, hand number 1, we're already in a hole, and we don't know if we made the correct play or not. Later on, we look down at pocket kings under the gun. We're starting the hand off with about 150, so half of our initial $300 buy-in, and we need to make something happen. So the button straddles, small blind calls, under the gun +1 bets 15 before I can act. I just call the $6 to ensure that his $15 bet is going to stand. Under the gun +1 is then obligated to make the $15 bet after me. Under the gun +2 makes it $60, so my plan is working out fantastically. Action then folds to me, so there's a bunch of dead money in there too. I, of course, go ahead and shove for my last 150 and get called by the under the gun +2 player. We're off to a full run out. He doesn't ask to run it more than once, and with pocket kings, I don't think that's super necessary. Flop comes out, no aces. Turn is not an ace. River is not an ace. He turns his hand over, and it's pocket jacks. We take it down, more than double up, and we're back in there. Got things going in the right direction. Before we jump into this next hand, it's worth noting one of the most successful high stakes players from one of the local casinos sits down to my left. So obviously this is a really bad situation. You don't want a really good player sitting to your left. It is gonna cramp your style pretty aggressively. So gonna kind of change how I'm playing potentially. I looked down at ace-3 of clubs from the hijack, starting the hand with about 275. So I could tell the player to my left was going to fold. An early position player had opened to 25 and was definitely upset. I was thinking about 3-betting here, but I don't think I'm deep enough to really do that, because what am I going to do? 3-bet to 75 and have 200 left behind? I don't think that's too good. So anyway, the cutoff makes the call in addition to myself, and we're off to see a flop. Flop comes down ace queen 3, so freaking Yahtzee for us. We're stoked. I check. Next player checks. Early position player bets 40. I call, and everybody else folds. Turn is a 4. I check. Small blind bets 65. I go ahead and shove for my remaining about 180. Pretty sure we just definitely want a call here once he tanks for a little bit, but he makes the fold, and we go ahead and take that one down. So not about to complain about a winner. Really happy that we flopped so well with that hand. Not sure that we should have actually been in there with it. Later on, I look down at pocket kings. I'm in the big blind, and I'm starting this hand with about 450. I open to 20. It's a straddle pot, so that's a 4x open size, which is not crazy at all. 2 players call, so great. It gets all the way around to the small blind, who makes it 80. Now, since there's these other players who you have to assume are pretty much dead money in there, maybe some case can be made for raising, for like 4-betting to a small size, but I don't know. And I'm not even sure. Maybe 200 is a small size, but anyway, I make it 200 and he folds. I think there's also some case to be made for calling here and attempting to realize like basically to trap a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I'm gonna want to do that ever. So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think I should have done there. If 200 was too big or too small, or if you like a flat there. I don't think I have a whole lot of choice though. I think I pretty much need to go ahead and ramp it up. That might have not been the right size, but I think raising again there is correct. After the pocket king's hand, we torch a little bit off with ace jack after somebody makes like a crazy raise on the river. Anyway, we go ahead and change tables. In the game I play, there's usually a high stakes table and a low stakes table. They might both be 1-3 or 1-2, but one is always the much bigger action players, and one is the like basically the small, just like the smaller stakes table. So that's the table I prefer to stay at for now. And that's where I move to. So I look down at ace queen of hearts under the gun +2, and I'm starting this hand off with about 375. I open to $30 over 4 limps in a straddle pot, so that's 4 $5 limps. 2 players call. Flop comes down ace 9-7 rainbow, so great start. I go ahead and lead out for 50. The next player shoves all in for 200, and the next player reshoves, putting me all in. I don't really know what to do here. Facing an all-in and then another all-in. I assume I've got to be up against a set. I don't know what else I could really be up against. Maybe ace-king. There are people in this game, tons of people in this game, who just call and don't 3-bet with ace-king pre-flop. So I just think I have to fold here. I could also be up against ace-9. I guess maybe I could be up against some 9-7s. I'm not really sure. But turns out I was up against ace-2 and somebody claiming to have 8-6, because the first all-in player ends up winning the hand with ace-2. So pretty unfortunate. We would have won if we'd have somehow got the money in there, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm being a chicken for folding there. I don't think I am. I think that's probably a correct fold, but yeah, just let me know what you think. On to the next hand. Bought in for 300. I think currently we're somewhere around 6-ish. Yeah, it's going pretty good. Really cannot complain. Very happy with how I've been playing so far. I made 1 incorrect fold, but I only know it was incorrect because I got to see the cards afterwards, and I don't feel like it was actually that incorrect. Basically had top pair and faced a shove and reshove, and yeah, it turned out somebody had top pair no kicker and shoved, and somebody decided to just reshove with
just like a naked straight draw. So anyway, we've been doing pretty good. So we're gonna get back in there, got some fresh air, got our head right, make some money.
Okay, next hand, I look down at King Jack offsuit from middle position. I've got about 275 to start the hand. So there's several limpers. I make it $20. The button and the big blind both make the call. Flop comes down, super dry, paired board, 5-5-4, action checks through. The turn is a great card for us. Turn is a jack. I go ahead and lead out for $40. The one player calls. Next player makes it 140. I shove all in for 215 total, and the big blind folds. The hijack, who made the call, shows us Jack 8. We agree to run it twice, and both rivers are clean. So we go ahead and take down a much needed pot. The player who folded when all the all-ins occurred was pretty sad, because turns out he had King Jack also and just decided to lay it down. So take that one. Now we've got a stack. The last hand we're going to look at, we've got pocket sixes from the small blind, and we're starting this hand off with a little bit around 500, maybe a little bit over 500. It's a straddle pot. I go ahead and limp, so call the straddle, and it goes 4 ways to the flop. So we're pretty happy with having an opportunity to flop a set with our middle pair. Flop comes down 5-4-3. So actually the best possible flop you could have for pocket sixes without flopping a 6. So action checks the button, who bets 30. I'm the only player that makes the call. The turn is a jack. We both check. River's an 8. I check. He bets 20. I'm sensing a lot of weakness here. That seems like a very weak attempt to buy it. And I raise to 50. He makes the call quick. And so I'm thinking there's no way I'm good. And he rolls over a 5 and throws his hand away after I show my hand. So turns out we got called down real light, but we will take it. Time to rack up.
Well, we managed to find a winning session when we needed it the most. Gonna keep after it. Gonna be playing in this game a lot, hopefully. Hopefully the action isn't quite as crazy as it was at the first table, and the competition isn't quite as stiff. Second table was really good. A couple of well-known players you want to play against, we'll just put it that way. Yeah, played well, ran fairly well, made one fold that I still feel like, well, I guess 2 folds now that I think about it, that I should have maybe made calls, or hopefully, I wish I would have called on one of them, but we'll take it. So in for 300, out for 625. Got a good session in the book. Let's keep it going.